Hello and welcome to another video from the Engineer and the Travelling Coffee Cup. Today's video is from inside a cage. No, it's not. It's from a station we've not been to in 2 years. Ardwick. Yes, the only thing that has changed is the bridge. Of course it is. One of Manchester's least used train stations, but a brilliant place for train spotting. So let's head down those stairs and onto that platform and see what whistles passed on these two lines and what uses, well, one of the busiest pieces of track in the whole of Great Britain. And I've got a feeling that they are going to be in the video a lot. Let's get down the platform and see what's what. The funniest bit about all of this is I haven't been here for 2 years and it's literally not changed apart from one key change. That bridge. The bridge was a bit old and a bit creaky, and now it's basically a cage. I can understand why, obviously, because of trains and electric cables underneath. They don't want any jumpers. But it is still a perfect place to spot trains. The only thing about this whole station that has changed is that bridge. Still only one train a day, but paradise in the middle of Manchester. You got the Pendolino Express depot here. Further over there, in fact I'll show you from the top of that bridge in a minute, is the Etihad Stadium. And down there is Manchester Piccadilly. Brilliant place for trains. So let's see what we see, shall we? In fact, we're going to get our first one going past us straight through here. Watch this. And then we're going to cross to the main line to see another northern train go whooshing past over there. Northern trains in 30 seconds. Now there's the start of there's some train action straight off the bat. Brilliant! All we need now are some more of the intercity trains. And hopefully, maybe, the special transport for Wales. But what a start. So over there is one of what was Stagecoach's depot. It's now part of the B network. Most of the buses, in fact all of them, are bright yellow. You can just see the skyline of Manchester appearing over this office building, which has multicoloured supports, and it also gives you a view of the planes going to Manchester Airport. Not as good as Stockport, it has to be said. Better than Stockport, you get trains going through at high speed. But Stockport closes as of the 1st of August till basically the end of August. So I want to know where the Avanti West Coasts are going to go to and from. Are they going to go down past the airport, or are they just going to terminate at Wilmslow or Stoke and not come to Manchester at all? I'll have to find out and wait and see. Because if they do go down past the airport, who's going to get a ticket to do that? Who wants to see another northern train? break the northern monopoly. To say, I like those trains a lot more than their predecessor, purely because they've got more space, and sometimes they even do doubles, whereas the old ones, it was like every so often there was a double. So I think TfW did well replacing them, and they're also built in Wales. So it's a Welsh train for a Welsh company. Perfect. But Manchester's weather isn't playing ball, because it said it's going to be nice and warm today, and clearly not. But next video's coming up on the channel. My hair's disgraceful, it's going all over the place. Anyway, next few videos. National Railway Museum. Yes. York Station, of course, why wouldn't I not do that? And then a trip into Europe. But before all of that, Pendolino. Is this better than Manchester Piccadilly because you see them going at speed? I don't have to have a lanyard to go here, this is good. What's better than one Pendolino? Two of them. Finally, we get something different than Northern coming down here, and that's going to York. I just don't know which way that train goes to York now, because you can't get down the line that goes to Huddersfield and Batley and the Ale Trail, so I don't know which way it's going. I do know this though, when I go to York on Monday, I will finally, I did say last week's video was more than one, today is, I will finally have my new phone up and running and going. 2, it'll be on a Northern train, and 3, it's going a very long way. We've got a change in Leeds to then go to York. I was going to go with them, but a bit expensive. And I'm going to see time constraints, because I can stop in Leeds if I wanted to, but we'll see what happens. You never know. Very conscious of someone coming down there because the light over there has just changed to green, and I don't really want you or me to miss it. Even better than that, we've got one sneaking up behind me. Let's see what's coming down the far lane, shall we? I'll wait for the Northern to vamosh. Cross country Voyager. This is actually a first for me at this station. I've never had a train stop here before. Obviously I can't get on it because it's not scheduled to stop here, but there you go. Unobstructed view this time of the Voyager. I'm going to say this right now, even though my hair is a mess, this is the best place to watch trains in Manchester. It is a station that is used, but not that often, hence why it's empty. And on a clear day, you'd be able to see what that is, just so I can hear it. Speaking of flights, obviously last week we did have the USA bombing Iran and things like that, which threw the Qatar flights through a loop. I mean, the afternoon one came back, the nighttime one went to Doha. Interesting, because I know Qatar closed their airspace. I don't know whether they opened it again just for their flights, I'm not too sure. But it did leave very late, didn't leave at its normal time of like 9:45. So, but now it's all back to normal at the minute. But yeah, that was a interesting night. I'll put it to you like that, because normally everything's gone by 10 o'clock, and that night it wasn't, and it was like, what's going on? Hopefully when we go to Qatar in the Middle East next April, everything will be fine. I hope. But between then and now, I have got a trip to Europe in a couple of weeks' time. Planned, booked, everything's done for that. Got a trip to Newcastle booked for October. And then that's it for trips away from Manchester, because the Middle East is going to be expensive. We know this. So, yeah, a few trips away planned. But we're going to see some new train stations, and I do promise the next video you see will be the National Railway Museum, and the one after that will be York Station. After that, no idea. And on my next paycheck, you will be delighted to hear I will be buying myself a microphone, because this wind is blowing the microphone going, so fun. We'll see what comes next, shall we? Tesco goods train. Other supermarkets are available, but not on this train, it's not. Well, that was a rare spot. I've not seen a Tesco train go through here in a while. that was run by Stobart Rail, but I don't think they exist anymore. But yeah, it was a nice spot to see. Obviously the Avanti West Coast took over and we did see the end of the train, but nice to see nonetheless. Now who wants to see an old Northern unit again? I don't know why, but I'm half expecting another train to creep up behind me like 150 did before, and I was just like, why is it stopping down? There's no train due to stop here all day now, so... And then also all those trains went back and forth. But yeah, we've been here twice, and that's never happened before, so very nice. Oh, Trainspotting Express Class 1A. Now, when it comes to Trainspotting Express and their fleet, right on cue. Say their name and they appear. So, when it comes to Trainspotting Express and their fleet, they've got the 185s, they've got those Novas, but remember that big cat that we went on between Liverpool and Scarborough? I was going to say Skegness. It wasn't Skegness, it was Scarborough. They are no longer seen anywhere around here. I've not seen them in months pulling a Trainspotting Express service. I have seen them in the yard for Avanti West Coast, which is just down there. They're not in there. And the ones I have seen in there are now no longer have the Trainspotting Express colours on the side. I actually like those big cats, they were brilliant. But I'll never forget that video. 100 subscriber video. Big cat, Scarborough, beautiful. We have another train coming, and I'm gonna wait to see what it is. It's gonna appear over this shoulder. The thing about Ardwick Station is because it curves, you don't actually see it till it gets to about here. And on a windy day like today, it's quite hard to hear it until it's like right on top of you. We'll wait and see, shall we? We have an Avanti West Coast to London Euston. That was a quick turnaround because that was what we saw going in. Unknown Soldier, and I was like, that's a very quick turnaround for an Avanti West Coast. Normally it's like 20-30 minutes. That felt like it was just straight in, straight out again. Yeah, because it went in, and I've not been here half an hour, and it's gone straight out again. So whether that was late coming in, I don't know, but yeah. But Ardwick Station, brilliant for train spotting, and I mean, I'm sat on one of the two chairs that are here. Just two chairs. And as you can see, the station actually used to be longer because it went right round the curve to here, up to the bridge. And probably won't make it a more frequent service, but maybe stretch it to 2 trains a day. I mean, what's the harm? But obviously you need the footfall to do it, and if they're not getting the footfall, they're not going to do it. But I think it's such an underused station for where it is. It's very odd that it is not too far away from the centre of Manchester and it gets one train. But unlike the ones that go between Stalybridge and Stockport, it's not one train a week, it's one train going that way a day, one train going back a day. Whereas the ones in Stockport, it's literally just one train on a Saturday, there and back. So, can't really complain at that, can we really? Speaking of the parliamentary train, we need to do that again, because I've been saying it for months. We can't do it in August, because obviously it's shutting, but over my shoulder. So we'll do it after August, to see what it's like when Stockport's back open. But August is the start of the football season, and Stockport are at home, first game of the season, and they're against Bolton, and there's no trains to Stockport, so that's going to be fun. We'll wait and see what else is going to come past, but parliamentary service in September, I'm up for that. Looking forward to it. Rare train movement at Manchester Ardwick station. Class 185 coming out of the Trainspotting Express depot. Well, a very old Class 154 and a 150 get down the track towards Piccadilly. But where are you going? Because at the minute, that side of the track is red. It's the all-black one today. Very nice. We are staying to see that Transport for Wales leave. Of course we are, but I want to see where this is going because, as I've shown you, the light's red. And this project's red. Northern coming through. Gotta say, they do take that corner very quick. And I'm sat down, and when that train came through, the chair was shaking a bit. I was like, whoa. But, yeah, Class 185 just lurking over my shoulder. With intent. I wonder if they're just turning it around and putting in a different siding. I don't know. Because there is a siding that... Just heard it rev up a bit then. But we're seeing unique spots here. We've had a train stop that wasn't meant to stop, and now we've got a Class 185. I don't want to miss anything, but Northern coming past. This beats the previous video here by a mile. Just sneaking out the depot over there. And I was like, where's he going? Turns out Victoria. Sorry, Piccadilly. But we are definitely waiting to see that Transport for Wales go the opposite way. In fact, I might make that the last train we see going out, because why not? And the weather's not improving. We get it. Yes! We are going on that in the next 12 months, I hope. Because that is a train I want to go on before TFW say it's done. I hope it's a long way off, because seeing one of those brutes going up and down the railways of Britain is beautiful to see. Almost as beautiful as the train we're going to see in the next video. My favourite train in the whole world, even if it doesn't run anymore. Even better than these. And we all know how much I love a Nova. And even better than a Voyager. Because it holds the record for the fastest steam train ever. That's in next week's video. But I've literally been here half an hour, and I've train after train after train after train. It's been brilliant. Rare moves, stoppages, the works. Let's see what else happens before we do close out the video. Because I'm actually enjoying myself. This has been a video dominated by Northern. So how fitting it is to have Northern finish the video off in style with one of their new trains. You'll love to see them. And especially I'm going to see a lot of them in the next, well, one of the next videos anyway, especially at York Station. We're going to see loads of them. So, lurking with intent outside of Manchester Piccadilly is currently a GB rail freight train with cargo behind it, trucks. Obviously waiting for platforms 13 and, well, 14 to become available. So it's just round that bend. I've got a feeling it's going to be that first and then that, because that's going to Barrow in Furness and it has to go through platform 14. Yeah, so I think it's going to be Northern and then GB Rail Freight. And we're going to see that pull in. Not at the speed the Tesco one was at, but still, should be nice to see. Every time I think that GB rail freight train is going to move, a Northern comes past it. I think we're going to have to do one freight movement in the video today, guys. But look at the size of that train. Not as big as the ones you see in America and Australia, but GB Rail Freight, get in the video. Two of my favourite trains in the same shot, beautiful. So on top of the recently modified bridge, you can see the home of the last treble winners in English football. The Etihad Stadium, formerly known as the City of Manchester Stadium, currently having one of its ends rebuilt. And to the left of it, we have the Co-op Live, the host of, I think it's next year's Brit Awards. Well, I've got to say, I do actually like the fact that they've put like proper framework in place on the bridge, and it is now fully enclosed. You get a lovely view of the trains coming in and out. Entire video. So Ardwick station is just over there. In fact, where I did the intro, one's up the bridge. But the ticket machine isn't on there. In fact, it's not even along here. Oh no, it's somewhere else. I'll show you. So you got the way outside. Stairs, obviously. Not really built for people with disabilities, there is no lift. Trains. We need to change that to just train. Over the footbridge for all trains, we've just seen that, it's changed. Now, even though it is one of Manchester's least used stations, it does have one of Northern's newer ticket machines. And if you did see that, the 200-year of British Rail actually going to the celebration of that at the Alstom depot in Derby in August, and I've got a ticket. I mean, the hotel was extortion, but it's worth it to see some trains, some very nice trains. And they've recently just announced that the Flying Scotsman's going to be there, along with a smattering of others. So I think it's going to be a really fun day out. But what we'll do now is we'll go back to where we just came, across the bridge, onto the platform, and see some trains. It's like the calm before the storm when there's no trains. And Northern are going to be in quite a few of the videos coming up, especially the next two. Especially when we get to York Station. Trainspotting Express aren't going to be in it. Actually, no, they will. It will be Advantage that won't be in it because it'll be LNER instead. but we all know how much we love an Azura on the channel, so we've definitely got to see those. And then the flight videos, Ryanair, and the return, long-awaited return of the airline that we've not been on since the £400 challenge. Yeah, it's the return of Wizz. Wizz are back on the channel. So Wizz are going to take us into Europe from an airport we've never flown from or to before. So that's going to be fun. Hopefully they don't change the flight time, because the flight time limit works in my favour. So that'll be fun. We also have a new coach operator coming onto the channel in the next couple of weeks, which I also can't wait for. Again, fun. And then a night trip home to Manchester on this channel's favourite airline, Ryanair. Why wouldn't it be? So yeah, quite a action-packed couple of weeks coming up as Northern make even more racket. But I'm actually enjoying this video so far. It's actually been really, really good. But all good things must come to an end. And we're going to have to end the video here at Ardwick Station with a Northern 150 blasting past. What a way to end today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button for this video. Me and the Golf Club will see you in next week's video. And of course, TFW have to get into the end.